Yesterday afternoon, there was an unprecedented move in the United States Congress. The House impeached President Trump for a second time. This was a vote by 232 to 197. There were 10 Republicans who joined the Democrats to vote in favor of the impeachment on Wednesday. The list of those congressmen and women are Liz Cheney of Wyoming, the House GOP Conference Chair Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio, Jamie Hara Butler of Washington, John Katko of New York, Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, Peter Mayer of Michigan, Dan Newhouse of Washington, Tom Rice of South Carolina, David Vallado of California, and Fred Upton of Michigan. So you've got 10 Republicans. They're under a lot of pressure from their own party here. There's been a lot of back and forth about whether this was purely a partisan move, that this was something that the Democrats simply did because they have animus against the president. I spoke to a number of sources yesterday who said that the president is furious about what happened with the second impeachment vote, but the president also believes that the move will backfire on the Democrats. And in fact, later in the show, we have a pollster who's been a pollster for the president's campaign, and he's now a pollster for the PAC for the president. He says that the polling in 17 battleground states confirms that, yes, Americans do not like this impeachment. They believe that this impeachment is very partisanly motivated, and the Republicans who vote for this could face a penalty at the ballot box. Meanwhile, the president, he said nothing publicly about the impeachment yesterday. And in fact, he actually released a video that took a tone that was much more forward focused and really focused on preventing any violence next week at the inauguration. Take a listen.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the troubling events of the past week. As I have said, the incursion of the U.S. Capitol struck at the very heart of our republic. It angered and appalled millions of Americans across the political spectrum. I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country and no place in our movement. Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law, supporting the men and women of law enforcement, and upholding our nation's most sacred traditions and values.